are. It's Thursday, March 27th, and I hope your coffee's hot, your hat's holding, and your spirit's ready for some truth. I'm your one-woman news squad, and this is your daily newscast, served sharp, smart, and unbothered by nonsense. We've got kidnappings thwarted, cold cases cracked, group chats leaking war plans, and just enough medical chaos to make you check your vaccine record again. But don't worry, we'll leave you with a laugh or two. Let's get into it. Today's lead stories. Rescue on the highway. A Kansas Highway Patrol trooper is being hailed as a hero after rescuing a kidnapped 6-year-old girl during a routine traffic stop. 2 men in their 60s were in the SUV, one with a kidnapping warrant, the other with a rap sheet that includes homicide and weapons charges. The girl had been coached to lie about her name, but the trooper kept calm, saw through the story, and confirmed she was the missing child. No word yet on where the stop took place, but one thing's clear, that trooper wasn't just doing a job. He was changing a life. Cold case thwarted in Illinois. A 1980 Toyota Celica pulled from the Fox River may have solved a mystery 42 years in the making. Skeletal remains inside are believed to be Karen Shippers, an Elgin woman who vanished in 1983 after a party. Her brother said, we were pushing against a brick wall for 42 years, and now it's starting to give. The tip that led to the discovery? Sparked by a podcast from Elgin Police, DNA testing is now underway, and digital storytelling continues to do what red tape couldn't, bring families closer to closure. National Spotlight. Measles on the march. From Texas to Vermont to Michigan, measles is back and it's not coming quietly. Over 400 U.S. cases have been reported in 2025 alone, most tied to travel and declining vaccination rates. Meanwhile, U.S. funding cuts to the global lab network that detects outbreaks are threatening our ability to even see it coming. If you thought public health wasn't political, surprise, it always has been personal. FEMA cuts sparked backlash. Despite 90 federal declared disasters in 2024, President Trump is moving to slash FEMA staffing and potentially hand off oversight to Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick. Critics are calling it privatization by stealth. And if you've ever dealt with FEMA, you know slower disaster relief is not the vibe. Foreign affairs. Ceasefire crumbles in Gaza. Israel has resumed strikes in Gaza after Hamas refused to release more hostages without a permanent truce. Backed by the Trump administration, Israeli forces say this is about eliminating Hamas leadership. The toll, over 50,000 lives lost, rising tension in Tel Aviv, and fear of creeping authoritarianism as Netanyahu continues firing his own intelligence heads. Trump's envoy says Hamas must be eliminated, but at what cost? Group chat gone rogue. Yemen edition. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth allegedly shared war plans for Yemen in a Signal group chat that included the editor of The Atlantic. The messages included targets, weapons, and timing, just hours before the actual strike. The White House says the messages appear authentic. Hegseth says, wasn't me. National security experts say this is how wars start by accident. Washington Watch. LGBTQ plus health research gets slashed. The Trump administration just revoked 68 federal grants related to LGBTQ plus health, including studies on HIV, elder care, and suicide prevention. The reasoning? Unscientific. The impact? Devastating. Researchers call it political censorship masquerading as physical responsibility, and the medical community is reeling. DeJoy out, privatization in. Postmaster General Louise DeJoy has officially resigned. Under his watch, stamp price hikes, slowed delivery, and mass layoffs. Trump now wants to give Commerce Secretary Lutnick control of the USPS, raising major red flags about mail privatization. So if your Christmas card shows up in April, now you know who to thank. Deportation secrecy intensifies. The DOJ is refusing to release info on deportation flights to El Salvador, despite federal court orders to halt them. Their legal defense? The state secret's privilege. Translation, we can't tell you what we did because we don't want to. Transparency denied, accountability pending. Closing notes, and on that lighter note, news. Comedy in Red Noses. A wave of female clowns in London is redefining performance art, mixing chaos with catharsis and slapsticks with soul. Think deep emotions, unpredictable acts, and bold lipstick choices. Proof that sometimes the deepest truths wear the silliest shoes. Cold case podcasts are solving crimes? The Illinois Celica story isn't an outlier. Police departments across the country are now turning to podcasts and social media tips to revive long cold cases. Because sometimes it's not just the DNA that cracks the case, it's the listeners. And that's your Thursday tea, sweetheart. Equal parts hard truth, deep feels, and a rubber chicken full of hope. Keep your eyes open, your coffee hot, and your receipts archived. I'll see you right back here tomorrow. Same sass, same smile, same one-woman newsroom you know and love. Until then, stay bold, stay weird, and maybe don't start a war in a group chat.